Assalamu alaikum, doctor. I am Mohammed Farid Islam. I'm the group member of Group 4. So now I'm going to discuss our phase 4. Okay, so this is our group members of our project. Okay, this is the video link. Okay, after complete the video, we will be upload the link here. Okay, then this is our actual module. Okay, for we have total 5 modules. Okay, one is additional and our 4 modules are uh, main module. Okay, for additional we use registration and login. Okay, uh, and then carbon consumption status, this will be done by Alwaleed, and then calculate total carbon consumption, it will be done by Aqil, and then the next one is summary and dashboard of consumption status. It will be done by Naqib, and then the next one is carbon consumption final report generation. So it will be my part, and the first one will be my part. Okay, and so now I'm going to explain the first part, the registration and login part. Okay, so this is our team members. Okay, so this is actually the physical child diagram of our system. Okay, for that, firstly, uh, user to register the account. Firstly, user need to um, give their details for their registration. Actually, they need to give email, username, password. Okay, and then the system will collect their information, and then the system will be validate the data. Okay, so by using their email, which actually they given to the system. Okay, and then the system will be give them the OTP. Okay, so if they give the valid OTP, then they will be successfully uh, register in the system, and if they don't give the valid OTP, then they will be failed to register and again start from first. Okay, so this is our physical child diagram of register account. Okay, so this is actually our Figma design. Okay, so here user need to put their details, and then it will send them the OTP. So if they don't give the valid OTP, then it will be give them the error message. Okay, and then for the next phase, if they give the right OTP, then they will be successfully uh, register in the account. Okay, and then after that it will be for login system for login. So this will be for the old user. Okay, so they already give their username and password and email. So based on their previous username and password, sorry, email and password, they have to again re-enter it, and then if the data is valid, they will be able to log in the system. So this is the interface of the login system. So if their data is valid, then they can be login, and they will be see this interface. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate of this system. Okay, for that I have to go. Okay, so this one is for our login system. Okay, uh, first user, if user already have the account in the system, they just need to give their user, and they just need to give their Gmail and password, and then when they hit in the login button, then they will see the dashboard. Okay, this one is for the first, and then go back again. If a new user come, they need to sign up first. So they need to, then they need to give their username, then Gmail ID, then password. Okay, then they need to hit in the register button. Okay, the system will be give them the OTP, okay, based on their Gmail that actually they given in the system. Okay, if the OTP is invalid, okay, if the OTP is invalid and then if they hit in the verify button, then it will give them the error message, okay. And then if then they have to start from first, okay, then try again. And then when they will give the right OTP, then it will show that they already successfully create the account, okay. And then they will be continue their login.
Hello everyone, my name is Alwaleed. I'll be explaining my module, which is the carbon consumption status. So, first we have the child diagram for the water consumption status. It takes the user input for water consumption and then the user input for time and duration. And then the system calculates the total water consumption and stores it in the water consumption file. And then we have the electricity consumption status. The system takes the amount of kilowatts as input for electricity consumption, and then it takes the time and duration, and then it takes the unit number and then calculates the total electricity consumption and then stores it in the electricity consumption file. And then there is the waste consumption status. The user gives the amount of waste thrown out as input, and then the user gives the date and time, and then the system calculates the total waste consumption and stores it in the waste consumption file. And then there is the recycled cooking oil consumption status. The system takes the amount of cooking oil as input and then the date and time, and then calculates the total amount of cooking oil and stores it in the cooking oil consumption file. And now for the prototype demo. Okay, so for screen 1, which is the consumption data menu, when the user clicks on the consumption data menu, you can see electricity consumption, water consumption, waste consumption, and oil consumption. If they press on electricity consumption, they will be able to enter their electricity usage in kilowatts, and then the start of usage date, and then the system calculates all the way until the current date, from the start of usage date until the current date. And then the user inputs the unit number and presses submit, and then the system calculates the total amount of electricity. And then if the user clicks on the water consumption option, they can enter their water usage in liters, and then the start of consumption date all the way to the current date, and then they can click submit to calculate the total water. And then for the waste consumption, they enter their waste amount in kilograms and then the start of consumption date, and then they press submit. And then for the recyclable cooking oil consumption, if the user presses on this option, they can enter their oil consumed amount in liters in the start, and then they enter the start of consumption date and they click submit. And now I can show a quick run of the prototype for this module. Okay, so the user clicks on consumption data, and here they can click on first electricity consumption. They can enter their electricity usage in kilowatts, and then they can enter the start of usage date, and then the unit number, and then they can submit. They can go back and can enter the water consumption, enter their consumption, and then enter the consumption date and submit. And then what this does is that it stores, when the user enters their data and press submit, the system calculates the total consumption of electricity, for example here, and then it stores it in the electricity data store. Okay, so they can enter the water waste consumption, enter their data, and then submit. And the oil consumption, and then they enter their data, and then they submit. And that's it for the carbon consumption status module. Thank you so much for watching.
Hi, Assalamualaikum, and a very good evening. So today I would like to present about my module in phase 4 in system analysis design. So my part is I make about total carbon consumption. Okay, so what is total carbon consumption? As you can see in this slide, I will show you the chart diagram of total carbon consumption. So first thing first, all the data from the previous process will go into the process 9.0. So in this process, there are several consumption data that will use in this process. Firstly is water, second electricity, third waste, and the last one is recycled cooking oil. So all the data will go into the process 9.1. The process 9.1 will say that the process will classify each consumption data source. So for example, before water, electricity, it will classify it. So next, after they already classify the consumption data, they will go to the next process. It is a 9.2 process. In this process, all the data before will combine and will be sent to the 9.2 process. In this process, the system will calculate the total carbon consumption from all four consumption data. Okay, so then after they calculate, they will generate the status for consumption. So after they calculate the total of the consumption, total carbon consumption, they will generate the status for the consumption. Alright, and then after they generate, they will go into the process 9.3, and this process is carbon consumption status. So it will show the status of the carbon consumption after they calculate it before in the process 9.2. So after they have go through the process 9.3, the total carbon status will also save in the carbon consumption file, and the other will go to the data. The other will go to the process 10. Alright. Okay. Now next, I will show you how the prototypes work in this system. Okay. Now we will do the prototype, how the system works like. Okay, so for first thing, we must sign into our system. Okay, so we will choose login. Okay, now next we will go to the consumption data, as we want to enter each data for each consumption. So as you can see, there are 4 consumption types. First, electricity, water, waste, and oil. So first thing first, we click the consumption electricity, and then we will enter, and we will put unit number and start usage date, and then we submit. Right, after that we back, we do for water, enter usage, consumption date, we submit and back. Now for waste consumption, we enter waste amount, submit, back, and oil consumption, we enter the oil consumed, start of consumption date, and submit, and we back. Okay, now after we complete the task of fill in each data consumption. Now we click calculate total consumption. Alright, in this page, we will see that the system will ask us what date we want to start and what date we want to end it. So for example, I start at 10 of January, and I want it calculate until 13th of January. Okay, so for example, so in this data, in this page, we will see we want to calculate it from 18 January and until 18th of February. So we enter each date for start from and to, and we submit. Now, as you can see, we will see the total consumption for each data that we enter. We will see electricity consumption 500 kilowatt, then waste consumption 2000 liter, waste consumption 100 kg, water 2000 liter, oil consumption 100 liter from 18th of January until 18th of February. So we can see also total of carbon consumption is 574 kg carbon dioxide. Now next we will go to the submit, and view summary. Now we view summary, we will see view details and submit report. So if you can see, there is the total data, that the total consumption that we get. So you can see all the consumption here. Alright, now back. Alright, I think that's all for today. That's it. That is my part when I do the total consumption. Alright, you can see all the data appear, and it show the total of the carbon dioxide we use for 1 month. Alright, I think that's all for today. Thank you, and see you later.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good evening. Uh, my name is Naqib Azim. Uh, so now I'm gonna explain about my module, which is the carbon dashboard module and the summary module. So, uh, I'm gonna show a presentation of my physical chart diagram. Wait, so I hope you can see this. So I'm gonna first, I'm gonna explain. So, in the carbon dashboard, first we need the user to verify. So means that he or she need to log in. Then, after that, we receive the analyzed carbon consumption data from the user, and then we go to the user menu, which the dashboard, the user menu, which is we can see the user activity for not only one user, for our other user also. Then we receive carbon info. So then after that, receive the carbon info, we can the system will display the carbon consumption dashboard. Then we go to the summary. So here, after we receive all the total water consumption, we receive the electricity consumption, the waste consumption, and the cooking oil consumption. Then it will create a summary for each category. Then the summary will send to the MBIP consultant. and then to check is it validates or not. Then if validate, you will send the summary to the to the interface to the summary for each category. So I'm gonna I'm gonna show you guys. Mm, I'm gonna show you guys the prototype of the carbon dashboard and the summary. So I'm gonna do like this. Okay. Here. Okay, this one is the login. Okay, this one is the carbon dashboard for our system carbon, which is carbon harmony system. So this is the carbon consumption dashboard. So first, this one will show you guys the name of the user. So here the user is Farid student, and then this one is the analyst for our consumption. And then here for the active users. So here we know that Naqib Azim and Naqib Hazik has uh, used this dashboard. No, I mean this carbon harmony system. So we know Naqib Azim have used 20 December for 11:45, and Naqib Hazik used 10:30 last scene. Then we go to the summary. Okay, this one is the summary. So when the user has enter all the data, which is the data for electricity consumption, the water consumption, and the waste consumption, and the oil consumption. So it will show and you will calculate the carbon consumption, then view summary. So this one is the view summary. So this one is the for the summary for the total carbon consumption. So we know how much we use for from 18 to 18.1 to 18.2. For about 1 month, how we know how much we use for a 1 month, then we can submit the report. So that's all from me. Thank you. So I think that's all from me. I'm gonna stop share screen. So I hope can hear me, and I hope if there's any wrong, I'm sorry. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, doctor. This is our last part. So I'm going to explain our last module. So that is carbon consumption final report generation. Okay, so this is our physical diagram. So for physical diagram, first of all, it will be collect the consumption details, and then it will be create the ultimate footprint report based on user requirement. Okay, and then it will be generate the receipt, and then the receipt will be given to the users, and it will as well it will be given to the staff of the MBIP uh, planning department. Okay, and then as well it will be stored the data will be stored in the database system. Okay, and then so this is the Figma design of our system. Okay, for that, when user will hit in the report menu, so it will be show them this interface. Okay, and then they can be select any item from there. Okay, for example, if they select electricity, then it will be create to user field. Okay, then they should be give the exact time. For example, if they want to know the status of the electricity, they have to give the exact time, and they need to hit in the submit button, and then the system will be create the status of their carbon consumption of the specific time. Okay, first of all, if they want, they can be download the report that actually provided by the system. And if they want, they can be get all report. For all report, they have to hit in the all report button, and then they will be able to see this. Okay, and then they can be select all of them one by one, and then they have to put their details. Okay, and then they have to hit in the submit button. After that, so they can be able to see this interface. Okay, and then if they want, they can be download the report. Okay, when they hit in the download button, then they can be show they can be see this interface. Okay, their name and how many carbon they already consumed, they see all of them. Now I'm going to give the demonstration of this module. Okay, so for that I have to go my Figma file, and then so first I have to go report, and then for example we select the electricity, then we have to give the time. Okay, exact time, and then we need to submit. Okay, then you see that it's already show the status of the electricity consumption of this specific date. Okay, and then if they want to get all of the report, so they need to hit in the get all report button, and then they can be select one by one, and then uh, they have to put their duration of the time. Okay, then they when they submit, when they complete all of them, then they can be submit. After that, it will be show all of the status of their carbon consumption, and then they can be download the receipt. Okay, so they need to hit in the download report button, and then it will be generate the receipt for them. That's all for us. Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much.